ready.
Welcome to another episode of Buff in the Rough. Today we'll hear from Dean and Coy Jarrett about who is the best handler, favorite memories with James, and a lot more. Help me welcome Dean and Coy to the program. Well, hey Dean and Coy, how are y'all doing today?
Doing good, Sam. How about yourself?
Good. I can't complain. I appreciate y'all coming on. This is kind of a different one for us. I don't know that we've ever done like a father-son interview, but I'm excited about it. Known you guys for a long time and can't wait to learn more about you and share a little bit about you with the folks listening today. Now, for people that don't know Dean and Coy Jarrett, could each of you guys maybe take just a minute or two and tell us a little bit about yourselves and how you got into rabbit hunting?
Well, I've actually been in the dogs ever since I was probably 5 years old, Sam. My dad had rabbit dogs growing up. I had a neighbor there real close. He had rabbit dogs, and he was retired, so he enjoyed having somebody go along and chase dogs for him. But, of course, back then I was a lot younger and able to chase them a little better.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of where I got my start at, was between them two, running dogs with them.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever hunt any other kind of dogs, or has it always been beagles?
Mostly beagles. James dabbled in the coon dog world. I just really never got involved in it, never really enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
But now beagles, I've always been around them and enjoyed being around beagle hunts.
Mm-hmm. Well, Coy, what about you? How'd you get into this?
Well, I mean, I've been into it since I was probably since I was born, I reckon. Then we got back into it when I was like 13. James bought me a dog, and here we are.
It's kind of funny, Sam. We took a break from trialing, and Coy had got interested in racing, so we took him and went racing. We raced quarter midgets for 6 years.
Yeah.
And I was actually getting ready to move him up into late models or chargers, and Jeff Stacy called James wanting him to go to a world qualifier with him, and he took Coy along, and that's kind of the end of the racing deal, and we got into dogs full time.
That's a good story, and that's something that I see with a lot of people. They're competitive. Folks that love to compete with their hounds have been competitive somewhere else in their lives, whether it was playing sports or in this case racing cars, midget cars. It's something. It's interesting to hear people talk about that competitive spirit that they have. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that. I'd seen some pictures, I think, of Coy as a youngster with some little baby race cars. So they're called midgets?
Quarter midgets.
Quarter midgets, okay.
Yeah, we were actually in the process of moving him out of those into a full-size car when James and him went to a hunt, and I knew when they come back, I was like, there's a problem. And it took him about 2 weeks to finally admit it, but he told me today I kind of want to go run these dogs more. So it kind of went from there.
Now, did you work on them and Coy race them, or was Coy old enough to help you work on them at that point?
Basically, me and James set the car up, but now we did make him help us nut and bolt the car and go over everything, making sure everything was ready to go.
Mm-hmm. And do you ever miss it?
You want to be involved then.
Do you ever miss it?
Oh, yeah. Cause I've been in racing for several years. When I was younger, I pit crewed at Caraway on 2 late models and a limited car.
Mm-hmm.
And I really enjoyed the racing part of it, too.
Well, that's super interesting. I appreciate y'all sharing that. So as you get into the rabbit hunting business, who are some of the people that have influenced you the most? And that could be even a different answer for both of you guys. But who are some of the men and women that have influenced you the most over the years?
I'd definitely have to say James, my brother, my dad, our neighbor, Big Marion. I went with him a lot as a kid, going behind his flow pack of dogs. Then we got into UKC, and Jeff Stacy and Ronnie Bundy really influenced me a lot.
Yeah, some good names in there. That's really solid guys. Coy, is your list any different than that?
it's definitely my dad, Uncle James, Papa Jeff Stacy, his dad Coy. That's probably about it.
That's a good list. Those are some good guys, some old school, long time good dog men on that list. Now, if I had to ask you, because both of you guys compete, and I know you've won a good bit. Both of you have. Who's the better handler? I mean, who? If I have one dog and I can't hunt it because I can't go to the hunt this weekend, and I need either Dean or Coy to take it and hunt it for me, who's going to give me the best chance of winning?
I definitely say it'd be Coy.
Oh.
He got more luck than Dad does.
Well, what about it? Maybe it's a little different. Maybe I want to hunt and show the dog. So who's going to be the better at showing the dog?
I'm gonna have to go back to him again. He loves showing, and like I say, he definitely has more luck in the field than I do. I do a little bit of winning, but he's won way more than I have, especially recently.
Well, Dean, I don't know that I've ever seen you show a dog. Maybe you have. I've seen Coy show a good bit over the years, and yeah, he's certainly won. And yeah, but so do you ever show dogs?
I used to show him quite a bit, but I've had a lot of back problems, so I tend not to mess too much with the shows. So if I want a dog show, I'll let him have the reins on that.
Mm-hmm. And Dean, I'll just ask you this question. Coy, either one of you guys can answer this, but could you tell people a little about what part of the country you're in and what it looks like where you hunt, what the terrain's like, and maybe describe what it's like on a hunt? And then in addition to that, what kind of dog do you need to be successful where you guys live? I know it's a long question, but kind of what part of the country you're in, what the terrain looks like, and what kind of dog do you need to successfully run rabbits?
Well, we're in the Triad in North Carolina. It's pretty flat. I mean, we got some spots that are a little hilly. A lot of briars, a lot of pine trees. To be honest with you, Sam, probably the best style dog is a dog that's got a lot of hunt, a lot of drive to get after a rabbit. Mm-hmm. And speed helps a whole lot too.
Cole, you want to add anything to that, or is that pretty much covered?
Yeah, it covers it for me.
Okay. Yeah, one thing about hunting down there where you guys are, you really do need something that's not afraid to get in the briars and dig. I mean, really get in there and hunt hard. So, yeah, I get it. I understand what you're saying. Now, you guys have been successful over the years. Both of you have, and we're going to talk about James in a little bit, too. I want to talk about James, too. But the hounds that you two guys have had over the years, what have been some of the favorite hounds that y'all have hunted in these hunts and shown in these shows?
Probably my all-time favorite was a dog I bought off of Maston Aldridge, Jarrett's Muddy Creek Molly. She was a bobtail dog, but she had the most foot of any dog I've seen, and she really grub hunted. Mm-hmm. But the only problem I had with her was she didn't like to hunt by herself. She liked another dog or two out there with her. But her and my Sadie dog that I had after her, mm-hmm. both of them were real quick, pretty hard hunting, and I really enjoyed hunting both those dogs.
Well, Coy, what about you?
Probably me, it'd probably have to be my Ellie Mae dog. Mm-hmm. I mean, because I know anytime I clip her, I got a shot at winning.
Yeah, she's nice.
She's been good to us over the years. Mm-hmm.
Which Coy has handed the reins off to me on his house pup, or dog. He's not a pup anymore. I'm really enjoying hunting him too. Mm-hmm. He's a tough little hound. Thanks to Jeff Stacy for gifting that to Coy, and then Coy gifting it to me.
Well, I was thinking, it's probably been a year or so ago, Dean, we pulled out at one of the bigger hunts. I can't remember what it was. And I think you were hunting Hoss, and maybe Kristen Bundy was hunting Cooper. And I had my little Woe Nelly dog. And I want to say Jake Cumberledge was with us with Elmer Fudd.
Yep.
And we went out to one of Kristen's spots. It had a lot of rabbits in it. And there were some open spaces where they could flat out fly, and then it'd get really thick. And then but those males put on a shot. Didn't Hoss win that cast?
I believe he did that day.
Yeah, he looked good. That's and he's out of Jeff's stuff. He's out of Wildman, probably.
He's out of Freck.
Out of Freck. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, he looked awfully good that day. I don't know that I've really hunted with that dog many times. If I'm remembering correctly, he's a pretty dog too.
Oh yeah, he's got
Yeah.
the looks and the abilities.
Yeah, I could understand why you guys would like him. From what I saw, he's a very nice dog. Well, very good. So that's some of your favorite dogs. But as you've hunted, now you guys have hunted in all over the country. I've bumped into you not only at the state stuff, whether it's the state hunts here or Tennessee, but I've run into you guys at the Nationals, at the World, at the what is it called, the Tournament of Champions, or the that new
Clash champions.
yes, the Clash of Champions. I'm getting the coon dogs mixed up here. I got to be careful. So Clash of Champions, all over the place. So you guys have hunted all over the country at the highest levels. What are some of the best dogs you've hunted against?
I'm going to have to go with Owen D'Agostino's Sarmongo. He's a tough little hound.
Mm-hmm. Coy, what about you?
I'd probably say Jeff's Freck dog.
Mm-hmm.
And probably Mongo too. I mean, he's always going to put on a show.
Yeah, those are two.
There's been a ton of dogs I've hunted with, but Mongo, I've run against him with my rooster dog, and those two put on a show up there on the hillside up there in West Virginia that day.
Yeah, those are two big time dogs, two big time winners too, and it looks like they're going to be both pretty good reproducers too. So they're getting it done everywhere. Good,
Hopefully.
Good, yeah, good choices. And speaking of reproducing, do you guys have a favorite bloodline or a favorite cross of hounds, or even a favorite hound you like to see in your pedigrees?
Well, I like the Branco stuff. It seems to put a lot of hunting in dogs. Pretty good foot. Of course, I can't deny Jeff Stacy definitely has the foot in the hunt too. Especially that Freck dog I was just talking about with Hunt House. He's a really nice young hound. Really impressed me with some of his abilities that he shows me out in the woods too.
Mm-hmm. Coy, what about you?
I'm probably going to go with Refits.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a couple dogs out of that, and they can get it done.
Tell me a little bit about the Refits. I'm not that familiar with it. Like what traits do they have? If you see Refits on a pedigree, what can you expect out of those dogs?
Hard hunt, big nose.
Mm-hmm. Well, that sounds good to me. I mean that'd be something I'd want to see in my pedigree too. So let's think about this a little bit. And this is kind of the Mount Rushmore question I ask. If you guys could put together 4 hounds to run in a cast, and these hounds could be past or present, they could have been dead years ago, they could be living today. But if you could put 4 hounds together in a cast and watch them go, who would those 4 hounds be? And Dean, you can go first, and then we'll get Coy too. But Dean, what would those 4 hounds be for you?
I'd really like to see my old Molly dog, my Sadie dog, Jeff's Shorty dog. I didn't get to hunt with him a whole lot. And then another one of Jeff's older dogs, Mickey. I'd really like to see them 4 in their prime go at it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'd be a real good cast to have.
How about you, Coy?
I'd probably say Break, Mongo, Trevor McQueen's Chief dog, and James's Brandy dog.
Dean, who wins that cast of yours? You said Molly, Sadie, Shorty, and Mickey. Who you think's going to come out on top?
Be honest, Sam, that would be a coin toss if I ever saw them. Because
Mm-hmm.
they were all tough dogs.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be definitely interesting to see at the end of the hunt who actually come out on top.
Are you running for office somewhere? That's a really political answer, Dean.
No, I don't have my Molly and Sadie dog order, and I got to hunt and get Shorty twice. And Mickey, I actually had some pups out of Mickey with my Molly dog, and they both turned out to be really good dogs. But it'd be interesting to me to see who did come out on top at the end.
Yeah, it does sound like a good cast. How about you, Coy? Do you have a winner in yours?
Be a toss up, that's all I can say.
Yeah, that's a lot of power right there. Both those casts. Since you have been successful, since you guys have competed across the country and did your share of winning, cast all over the place, what's the secret to your success? I mean, what does it take to win?
A son that loves to run dogs more than he does anything. The way I work, I don't get to run a whole lot. I give all the credit to Coy when we do win or I do win a cast. He does 99.9% of all the preparation work. Mm-hmm. I just get to go handle them at the hunts.
Well, then, Coy, let me ask you. I mean, what does a week look like, or the weeks leading up to a big hunt look like for you? Are you hunting more? Are you kind of just doing the same thing year round? I mean, how does that look for you? Is there anything special you do to get ready?
I do the same thing year round. Mm-hmm. Nothing really special.
Mm-hmm.
The 1 week I was out of work during COVID, me and him went and put 17 to 20 miles on the dogs every day.
Ooh.
And Thursday when we got back over to the house, put everything up, he asked me, "You want to go again tomorrow?" I said, "I'll tell you what," I said, "we'll go out there and anybody walks out of the dog house, I said, we'll load up what comes out and we'll go." Needless to say, Friday we took the day off.
That's a lot of miles.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, what advice would you guys give to folks starting out? I want to start with Dean first. I'm going to ask it a little different way for Coy. But Dean, what advice would you give for folks starting out today?
If I was starting out today, I'd probably go to clubs and spectate, go on different casts and watch different dogs work. And I'd try to find something that I liked or somebody that had young dogs that they were looking to sell. And if I liked what the pedigree and the parents were doing, I would probably go with that route instead of buying something that's a shot in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
And have somebody, or you got to love to run dogs. That's what I told Coy. I said, "I'm glad you love running them because the way I work it, there's no way I can keep up and run them the way you do."
Mm-hmm.
Plus, he's got a few years to get old enough to be like me and not want to go run out all the time.
He's a whippersnapper.
That's right.
Well, Coy, I want to ask the same question, just maybe a little differently. If you could go now, tell me again, Coy, how old you are now?
20.
Okay, so if you're at your 20-year-old self, knowing what you know now, if you could go back to when you were younger and just getting started in the competition side of things and give your own self some advice, what would you tell yourself? What would you have liked to have known then that you know now?
How expensive everything is.
Yeah, how expensive this is.
Save your money. Go get a job because you're going to need it. Yeah, that's a big deal. I used to believe that hunting when I was a kid was a lot cheaper, and I don't know if it was or not. It sure did seem like it was, but part of it was, and I'm probably in the same age group as Dean, ish, give or take a little bit of years. But we didn't have near the stuff to buy either. We just really needed a dog in a box and some boots, and we were pretty good. But today, there's just so much more to buy for your dog with the technology improving every year and the trackers and all that stuff. It can get really expensive, not to mention just the price of a good started dog or a good puppy. It can get really pricey in a hurry.
And the price of dog food.
Yes. If you feed and you have to, like you said earlier, if you're going to put that many miles on a dog a day, you better be feeding them good dog food.
That is for sure.
Yeah, I mean they're athletes, and you have to prepare them like athletes to compete, and to make it round after round in some of these bigger hunts is very grueling schedule for them. Yeah,
definitely. It's amazing what a beagle will put his body through just to chase that rabbit.
Mm-hmm. It's just bred into them. They can't help it. They just love it.
That is for sure.
Well, both of you have done this long enough. I've seen both of you carry scorecards. So, I know you know the rules. You've been competition hunting for a while. If you could change or modify or eliminate a rule, what would it be?
I would really like to be able to own the dogs. I think that would save a whole lot of time on catching dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like a dog jumps a rabbit, nobody wants to split. I know our dogs, Coy usually tones them to bring them out to him, so they'll usually listen a little better if they hear that tone, and then you go to hollering for them.
Mm-hmm.
So I really think that could speed the process of catching dogs back up.
Coy, what about you?
Yeah, I wish you could tone them.
Mm-hmm.
It would make it so much easier, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because most people nowadays train their dog to that tone button.
Mm-hmm. I have to believe that's going to change at some point. I think most registries are already there, but I have to believe that the law will get there eventually.
Oh yeah.
And this is the next question I want to ask you. It's just kind of wide open, and everybody answers this a little differently. But what do you love most about competing with these beagles and going to these hunts, and what keeps you going back?
The friendships. I've met a lot of nice people from all over the country. The Davises out of Indiana. I always make sure as soon as we get there, I always go speak to Jeff and Shelley.
Mm-hmm.
I just enjoy talking to people and talking dogs to them.
Coy, what about you?
Friendships. You can get around with different types of dogs.
Different terrain.
I mean.
Well, now that you brought it up, that leads me to another question. Do you guys have a favorite part of the country that you like to hunt in? Or do you have a favorite club or two that every year you're like, man, I really want to make sure I go hunt at that club at least one time or visit that part of the country at least one time?
Tennessee's probably the top of my list, and a real close second would be Pennsylvania and then Ohio.
Coy, what about you? Do you have any favorite spots or favorite clubs?
I always love going to Tennessee. I always like going to Lick Skillet too. I always seem to have good running there and good luck there.
And so Lick Skillet's going to be in Virginia?
Yes.
That's right, okay. If you guys could build the perfect hound for you, what would they look like, and what would they sound like, and what would they hunt like?
I'll let you answer that first.
I want one with a big nose, plenty of foot, plenty of drive.
Is there a particular color you like more than others?
Probably red.
I thought you liked the red dogs.
Yeah, I'm more traditional, Sam. I like the tricolor beagle. I do like red dogs, but I like tricolors the best.
Mm-hmm.
I want one that's pretty tight, pretty fast, got a lot of hunt, and one that really likes to grub hunt. I really like a dog that likes to grub down and hunt hard.
Mm-hmm. Boy, I do too. It's so nice when you have a dog that can adjust based on the conditions. It's really nice to have a dog like that.
That's for sure. James probably had one of the grubbiest dogs I've ever seen. He had a dog named Smokey, and that dog really grub hunted. If it was tough scent conditions, he would slow down and what I called AKC it to death.
Yeah. Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. I think sometimes when people are talking about competition hunting, they're quick to point out a negative thing that happened to them, and I understand that. Those stingers like that can stay with you. But I've had a lot more good things happen to me on hunts, that people did something nice for me rather than the other way around. Do you guys have any memories of somebody doing something really nice for you while you were out on a competition hunt?
I'll let you take that first.
Just showed really good sportsmanship.
There's been plenty of times cast, especially when I was younger, I'd have trouble catching one of my dogs, Older person cast would help me catch them. I don't know how many times Jeff helped me catch my dog, Kristen.
Dean, what about you?
Yeah, kind of like Coy. I've suffered from real bad back for many years, and there's a whole lot of times I can't chase a dog down. And I know Thomas Brown and Josie Holmes, they both have helped me a lot up there in the mountains of Tennessee, catching my rooster dog.
Mm-hmm. It's hard enough to catch those dogs on flat land, let alone going up and climbing those hills.
Yeah, especially for me.
Uh, Share a funny story or a good story from your times out in the field. Does anything ever just crazy happen to you out there?
Not really crazy. I had a guy who was traveling around a lot, went with a dog, and he showed up in Virginia. And my Molly dog did not look fast at all. She actually looked like an AKC dog. Looked like she was slow as could be. And he come in, sat down, and kind of looked around. He said, "Did you see that bobtail dog out there tied that white cord?" I was like, "Yeah, I did." He said, "Boy, she looks slow. I hope I draw her." And I'd heard so much about the dog, I wanted to hunt with him. So I got put in his cast as his guide, and he judged. And we went out, and at the end of the cast, he told me, he said, "Well, you definitely taught me a lesson. Shut my mouth and wait until we turn loose to see what the dog's actually got." That's probably about the funniest thing that ever happened to me.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Coy, what about you? Have you had anything crazy happen while you've been out on these hunts?
Not really that I can think of.
Well, you keep hunting in them, brother. I'm going to tell you something crazy will happen, I promise.
Oh, I'm sure.
You hunt with enough characters that I'm surprised you hadn't seen anything yet, but I understand there's some things you probably can't put out here on this podcast.
Yeah.
I wanted one of the guys. I've hunted with you guys. Just full disclosure here, I met you guys when I first kind of transitioned from coonhounds to beagles years ago. But I believe I met James first, and I hunted with him. It seemed like for a while, every time I'd go, I'd draw him on a cast. And Dean, could you tell us a little bit about your brother? And I know we just come up on we just passed, as in a couple of weeks ago, the memorial hunt down at the Randolph County Beagle Club. Could you talk a little bit about James and maybe a little bit about that hunt?
Well, James was kind of like me. He went to hunts mainly to watch the dogs work. If he won, he was fine. If he didn't, he was fine. Hopefully the best dog did win that day. He started back in 85 or 86 hunting coon dogs. And he finally got away from that, and me and him started buying beagles and messing with them a little bit, and then we ended up getting rid of them and getting into fishing pretty heavy. And he started a new job in 2001. And he called me one night. He said, "Man, my boss man said he runs beagles." He said, "We're going to go run Friday afternoon. You want to go with us?" I was like, "Sure." Well, that was the first time I met Jeff Stacy. And it was him and Mast and Aldridge and Mast and his cousin Terry Beavers, and me and James went. And we went out and had fun. Jeff talked to us about the hunts and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And James was 110% ready to go to it right then. And, he got me drawn into it, and we started doing it together. Ronnie and Thomas Brown, they both refer to us as the Jarrett boys.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I always like to come up there and hunt with them, and you too. But I think probably James's biggest accomplishment, he won the UKC Top 10 show dog back when we first started. He bought a little female off of Don and Dave McVeigh.
Mm-hmm.
They named Brandy. And she was a sight to see. She was a pretty as a picture. And actually what I'm sitting here doing, I'm sitting here looking at the picture on the wall, me and him when he won the top 10. But James just enjoyed being around the dogs and the people and talking and carrying on some kind of stuff all the time. But he passed away in March of 2022, and the month before that, Coy Stacy had died, which is who my son Coy is named after. And we decided to start doing a memorial hunt. This was our second year doing it, and it's pretty cool since he's not here to be able to have a weekend hunt to remember him by.
Mm-hmm. And that hunt's off to a really terrific start. Being its second year, had a terrific prize package, big turnout. Casts were very active, came back with some nice scores. I've heard a lot of positives about it this past year. And what a great way to remember James, too.
Oh, yeah. we lost two really good members pretty close together. We're losing Coy and James that quick together.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it means a lot to me seeing people show up to come hunt and have fun that weekend. Although it is kind of emotional for me because I'd a whole lot rather have James here to hunt with.
Well, of course. Of course. I just think it's terrific. I think it's a terrific way to remember Coy and James. They both had such a positive impact on the local guys and the club, and both were characters in their own right. And I know they're sorely missed by everybody. And I'm just happy that hunt is being so successful down there at Randolph County. It's a good group down there, keeping these guys their memories alive. So thank you for sharing that, Dean. That's really some good memories. And Coy, I just didn't know if you had a memory about hunting with James that you'd like to share while we're talking about James.
Yeah, probably the year he qualified Duke for the world. I'd run Duke in 3 or 4 qualifiers. I couldn't get it done. So I handed the lead off to him. I said, see if you can get it done. And he sure did.
I love it. I love it. My memories of James were when I first met him, I found him to be intimidating. He just looked like an intimidating kind of guy to me. But once I got to know him, I was like, he's just a regular guy. And I never would have guessed he would have been so laid back in a cast. But he carried the scorecard a lot, especially when I was starting out. And he just got in this big Dodge truck, and I swear you needed like a 40-acre field to turn the thing around in it. And it just always tickled me to have to get a ladder to climb up into that truck. It seemed like it was so big off the ground and everything for me anyway. But I always enjoyed my time with him. And you're right. Every cast I went out on with him, we are all competitive. I want to win too. I'm not going out there to lose. But I always felt like it truly was about who the best dog was that day instead of who the best handler was or who had the slickest moves, It was really when he was carrying the scorecard. I always felt, at least for me, I always felt like the best dog was gonna win that day. So that's just some of the things I think about when I think of James, and I miss him too. I can't imagine what it's like for you guys, but I miss him too, and I'm so glad this hunt's carrying on these guys' names.
Yeah, we're hoping it gets bigger and better every year.
Oh, I bet it will. Yeah, I bet it will. It's a good event. It's a good club, good leadership, and yeah, you guys did. I thought you did a terrific job this year, and I guarantee it'll keep growing.
If I can, Sam, I'd like to share a funny story about James. His Smoky dog, he made it. It's either 20 or 21 winners packs back when we used to have to run winter pack to champion a dog. He had to win the winners pack overall. And he'd been to 20 or 21 finals and just never could get it done. Always finished second. And we were in Saltville, and he come back in, and I asked him, I said, did you win? He said, yep. I said, well, good, maybe today's the day. He said, it's going to be. You're going to take him out and hunt him this evening.
Oh.
And me and Larry Blevins hunted for an hour with not a bark. It was hot, dry. And we run the 15-minute overtime. And Larry looked at me and said, you want to go another 15? I said, nope, we're going to do the coin tosser right now. So he said, I'll flip, you call. I said, that'll work. So he flipped, and I called heads, and it landed on heads. I looked at him, I said, thank you, he's finally a champion.
Oh, so what did James say? What was his reaction?
Oh, he was tickled. He told me, he said, finally, he said, after all these winter packs, and you finally got the first on him. I said, yep. I said, today was his day.
I love it. Love it. That's a good story. Well, talking about competition, you guys have hunted against a lot of people, and I think this is a good question to ask. Is there anybody you like to beat just a little bit more than anybody else?
No, pretty much me, Sam. I go out there. If I win, I win. As long as I have a good cast and no arguing or fussing, I enjoy it. And no matter if I win or somebody beats me, I hunted a lot against a lot of tough dogs and won a few and lost more than I care to share.
Coy, how about you? Is there anybody you like to draw and you just like to wear them out?
I love to draw the paid handlers, and go out there and wear them out. It always feels good to beat them.
That's a good answer. That's a terrific answer. Where do you guys see yourselves in 5, 10 years from now? Do you think you'll still be rabbit hunting?
Hopefully, I've been thinking real serious here the last month or so about having a little back surgery done, and hopefully in 5 years I'll be able to get around a little bit better than what I'm doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
And Lord willing, I'll be able to keep doing it for at least 5 more years.
Mm-hmm. I think I know the answer for Coy, but I know he's starting to date and everything too. So I just want to make sure, Coy, you still going to be hunting in 5 to 10 years?
Yeah, I'll still be hunting.
All right.
May not be as much, but still be going.
Mm-hmm. Well,
he done the right thing, Sam. He found a girl that really likes dog hunting too.
That's important. I mean, that life balance is a big thing. It's been the demise of many a hunter. It's to get it out of whack. So to find a woman that is passionate too about hounds and hunting is certainly will make your life easier. I think in the long run, that is really smart. Guys, is there anything that I didn't ask you about that I should have, or is there anything else you want to talk about or promote? You know, do you have any studs? Do you have any puppies coming up? Your club hunts, anything like that you want to talk about?
Well, we're going to try to move the memorial hunt back a couple of weeks to get it off the PA state hunt and get it a little further away from nationals. That way people don't have to spend money to come down here that weekend and turn around the next weekend and go to nationals. So I'm hoping that will also help it grow. As far as stud dogs, we don't raise a whole lot of litters. Most of what we do, we usually end up keeping or giving to friends that want to hunt. Mm-hmm. So there probably ain't going to be a whole lot of our blood out on the market for anybody to buy. But if anybody wants to breed to a double Branco Reggie dog, I've got a male that I will stud out.
Coy, what about you? You got anything you want to add or anything else to talk about?
Yeah, not really.
Okay. Well, guys, I know you're really active at Randolph County. It's North Carolina really doesn't have many clubs. This region doesn't. The ones they have are strong and tend to do really well. Do you want to tell people how they can learn more about Randolph County or to find out when the upcoming hunts are? Like, is there a Facebook page or a website, or how do people learn more about Randolph County?
There's actually a Facebook page, Randolph County Beagle Club. You can go on there. You can contact Jeff Stacy. He's on Facebook. You can contact me or Coy. We're both on Facebook too.
Okay. One thing that I do want to add is I do have favorite clubs too. I'm always partial to kind of the home clubs. I love to support them and try to go to as many hunts as I can. But one of the things about your family, and we talked about James, and we talked about Dean and Coy, but there's also a Marcia and a Courtney. And when I go to the clubs, especially the Randolph County one, I'll see Marcia back there in the kitchen working, helping out, doing all kinds of work, and it brings that whole family thing back into it. We talked about a little bit, and Courtney as well. So how old is Courtney?
She's 15.
15. So one thing, again, just full disclosure, I've been beaten by all the Jarretts in the field. So certainly lost to James several times. I know I've lost to Dean and Coy. Coy beat me in the snow one time. I have a pretty killer picture, tailgate picture. I don't know if you'll remember that or not, Coy, but
yeah, I remember that.
We don't get a ton of snow down here, but it was really cool. It was a good hunt. And then Courtney too. I've lost to Courtney probably as much as anybody else. She just always seems to wear me out when I draw her. But it's a family affair for you guys, and it's nice to see that whole family so active in the local club. I just wanted to give you a plug for your whole family.
Well, I appreciate that, Sam. That's one thing that's really good. My wife's been more than lenient with dogs and buying dogs and weekend trips to out-of-state hunts and deer hunting. So I'm glad she is involved with the club, and she enjoys going down and working with Jeff Stacy's mom, Betty, and his sisters and all that. So it makes things a lot easier on me.
Absolutely. It makes a huge difference.
Definitely.
Well, guys, I want to thank you so much for coming on and sharing a little bit more about yourselves and your hounds and your history. And I just thank you again for your time this evening.
We appreciate you, Sam. I'm glad you're doing this podcast, and I really enjoy listening to them.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Sam. I always enjoy listening to the new episodes.
Good talking to y'all both.
Good talking to you too, Sam.
Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you for listening to Buff in the Rough. And remember to like and subscribe if you want to be notified when we have new content available. And please send comments and suggestions to buffintherough@gmail.com.